As we continue this back to school month, remember, we are dealing with issues that affect all of our schools across the country, from mass shootings to school threats to dress codes, to how to make sure you stay safe during this school year. So, if you don't remember, on the Give Me Break YouTube channel, we focused in on a school that just changed the dress code from banning hoodies and hats to hoodies and hats, which is a good thing, to banning dresses for high schoolers after 4th grade. When I heard about this story, I was stunned, very stunned, and sick to my stomach that I would hear some crap like this happening. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. It's the Forney ISD School District. So let's watch.
Liberty Mutual customizes your...
Screw them commercials. Get my trusty pen.
Agree with the new dress code rules.
Brooklyn Holloman wore a dress while speaking to the board of Forney ISD.
I'm here to talk and hopefully to change their mind.
Under the district's new dress code,
I think they're really unfair.
she can't wear this when she starts 10th grade later this year, nor does it promote professionalism in the district's eyes.
I'm wearing it to contradict what Forney is claiming.
That new dress code, the point of contention at Monday's board meeting.
This right here is not the problem in our schools.
Last week, the district announced no more clothing with hoods in schools, including hoodies, jackets, and coats with hoods. And this is the one hitting a nerve. No dresses, skirts, or skirts for 5th graders and up.
Do I need to really fill out a form and get permission from my girl to dress like, a girl?
The district's reasons for all this? Enhance school safety, bridge socioeconomic differences among students.
Every profession has a dress code.
The district also says changes like this will even teach professionalism.
I think it's asinine, to be very frank.
Forney Mayor Pro Tem James Traylor struggles with that one. He has a daughter in the district, saying plenty of women in the professional realm wear dresses or skirts every day.
I think it's putting a huge limit on students and children in this district to be able to express themselves.
Parents like Christian Reed also pointing out that now they're burdened with buying a whole new school wardrobe.
A set of clothes for school and then a set of clothes for everyday life when most school districts aren't even doing that.
Yet despite passionate pleas from parents, the school board didn't even address the elephant in the room. And at this point, a district spokesperson says the new dress code moving forward. But board members do have time before school begins to put the new dress code on the agenda, to repeal it, even amend it.
I really ask that you guys would reconsider.
Judging by what we heard,
I think it needs to be changed.
many want them to. In Forney, I'm Matt Howerton.
So, let's review that dress code. That's per the district. No hoods allowed inside schools. Hoodies, jackets, hoods, dresses, skirts. The dresses and skirts, that really upsetted the parents. Period. And judging from what I've seen, it's just asinine. I had to agree. This is from the updated dress code. Forney ISD has a student dress code policy for all grades on campus. This dress code is district positive decision of identity and reflects the values of the school's community. All students are required to wear the appropriate dress every day except for those days designated non-dress code days at the discretion of the school administrators. It's to build student self-esteem, bridge social and economic differences among students, and promote positive behavior, thereby enhancing school safety and learning environment. So this is their dress code. They already banned the acceptable shirts, blouses, acceptable all grade levels, unacceptable. Shoes, unacceptable. I mean, all this is 7 pages. So, yeah. No dresses. That's just outrageous. I mean, a lot of women wear dresses. A lot of women do in the office. Even school administrators, town administrators, superintendents, everyone wears dresses. Even newscasters. And you want to say, let's not do that. That's crazy, banning that kind of crap. And if I ban that, and if I were to decide, hey, let's just ban that crap for Flower Bluff, they'd be up in arms and angry with me. And I agree with the parents. It's just asinine to see this happen. For the most of the half hour, we're gonna be talking about this dress code issue. So when we come back, a mom slams the school for how it handled the daughter's dress code violation 3 weeks ago. Then, Visila ISD Unified sews up more equivalent dress code. And North Carolina school can require girls to wear skirts from a court order. And then last week from the dress code, Texas school district bans hooded clothing for and dresses. We'll figure out all the dress code when we come back. The school district police chief is now resigning from the city council. We'll have that later. We'll have that in just a few minutes. Up front tonight, more dress code violations. As I've been telling you for 5 years on this show, a lot of people think the dress code is sexist. But just weeks ago, there have been new articles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 articles explained. So, almost about a month ago, the daily.com said, from daily.com, a mother goes on them saying, F your dress codes. Parent says school gave an XL t-shirts to girls who were dress coded, then dress coded them again. A mom on TikTok says her daughter was dress coded and given an XL shirt. Then she was dress coded again because a school administrator couldn't see her shorts. This was viral. This went viral on TikTok. The parent, who goes by Stacia, teaching dilemmas on the platform, showed a series of videos explaining how her daughter fought against the dress code. The first video says the administrator of her daughter called her while she was teaching another school. The administrator said Stacey's daughter told him F your dress code and walked out. The video creator clearly approved of her daughter's revelation against the dress code. She danced to video caption F yo dress codes. These videos explain all these videos. The video on screen text says shoulders, midways, and legs aren't the problem. Talk to the boys and men claim it's distracting. The video garnered a slew of praise from other users who appear to be moms. Several comments saying that many schools' dress have become too strict. Some praised the daughter for standing up for herself. In response to one comment which we would have immediately requested her autograph because that goes going to places. That TikToker says her daughters organized a protest among students and they plan to wear white tank tops with messages on the school. Her daughter's shirt read, "Do my shoulders distract you because you're being the front of my shirt?" There's lots of other videos. The internet reached out to the user Teachable Dilemmas via TikTok comment, but haven't gotten back. That's number one. Number two, Texas School District bans hooded clothing and dresses for most students, saying it will promote professionalism. This is from School District Superintendent Justin Tarley, who explains the new dress code in a video released by the district. The North Texas School District has updated its dress code for the upcoming school year to ban hooded clothing as well as dresses and skirts for many of its grade levels, reasoning that change will help students in their future careers. The bans quickly elected a backlash from parents, students, and others who view the policy as unnecessarily restrictive, prompting one high school student to create a petition to fight unreasonable dress code changes announced by the Forney School District. The new policy, which applies to all 18 FISD schools, prohibits clothing such as hoodies, coats, and jackets with hoods inside the school, and also prohibits students in grades 5 and above from wearing dresses, skirts, and shorts. Now, there is that petition. Okay, there's that petition. That petition has almost 7,000 signatures. A lot of people have signed it. The dress code also requires students to wear solid colored clothes and slacks, shorts, or recovery pants, and navy blue. And their statement this was from Forney ISD. A lot of people have been angry. Dress code is made to improve self-esteem. I mean, that's what their statement says. And the Durham Public Schools approved new dress code policy for an inclusive environment. The Board of Education approved a new dress code policy Thursday evening. Board members said the changes would create a more inclusive and equitable environment. Under the new dress code, some rules remain the same. Students still cannot wear clothing with profanity or violence. New rules will allow certain clothing such as halter tops. In last week's presentation, board members acknowledged the current code negatively affects female students more than males. That's sexism. Emily Barrett's son attends the Durham School of Arts. She's in favor of the opposed change to the Durham School's dress code. It would instruct staff to discuss any violation with another adult present and prohibit speaking about that violation for other students. Okay, that's taking away First Amendment rights. Their right to speak. Bert agrees that the private conversation is the best way to deal with a dress code violation. Another parent appreciates the change, and Umstead said the new code has students at the center. So I approve of that new code. So I don't want people getting mad at me. North Carolina school skirts only. Dress code for girls violates Title VI, the court rules. That's their charter school. A federal appeals court has ruled that a North Carolina charter school violated female students' rights by requiring them to wear skirts, revising a previous decision. On Tuesday, U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit ruled 10-6 that the dress code at the charter day school in Leland in violation of Title VI, a federal law protecting students in public schools from gender-based discrimination. In 2016, guardians of three girls attending Charterfield filed a lawsuit against the school claiming its dress code prohibiting female students from wearing shorts or pants was discrimination. In 2019, district court found that a state actor at the school was in violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution. The ruling was sent to a Court of Appeals panel last August and was overruled 2-1. The panel sent the ruling back to the district court considering whether the school violated Title VI, federal protection to students in the public schools from gender-based discrimination. The district court ruled that the dress code did not violate Title VI because the law doesn't apply to dress codes. but the full appeals court overturned that decision in a 10-6 ruling. The appeals court based in Richmond, Virginia, on Tuesday said the decision that girls at the school were excluded from educational opportunities experienced. It's also upheld the district court's decision. Bottom line is that dress code according to the school was put in place to instill chivalry and respect between boys and girls. It also promotes the girls that are a fragile vessel that men are supposed to take care and honor. That's from the school's director, who was quoted in that lawsuit. There's more dress code violations when we return, including Visayela Unified sews up more equitable dress code, and a mob slams the school district crowd, handles a daughter's dress code violation. Great way to talk about that. We'll talk about that article when we return. Don't go away. I want to bring you up to date on a story we're still following in Uvalde. Just now, I've got a notification that I've just been informed by notification via YouTube that the police chief from the school district is resigning from city council after everything that's happened at Hobbs Elementary. So let's give you the rundown. He was in charge, but he was instructed not to comment because of everything that's happened. Now remember, it took hours, but the door was already unlocked. But he was placed on city council, and now he was on city council, but is still placed on administrative leave. So yeah, I'm glad that things have finally changed with this with that with that little incident. He deserves to be fired. He deserves to be placed on administrative leave, suspended. He needs to be fired. I'm glad he's resigning from city council. So why would city council be like, okay, for your job in a shooting, we promote you to city council, but you cannot resign. Now he resigns. I'm glad he's resigning. We'll keep you posted on what's happening. We'll keep you posted on Uvalde and see what's going on. But give me back continue just a moment. There are still more dress code violations out there, like this one from the SunGazette.com. VCL Unified sews up more equitable dress code. The Unified School District finalizes new student dress codes for the upcoming school year. They were approved by the school board on June 28th, which was a few days ago, for the 2022-2020 school year. Rules will be more relaxed than previous dress codes, ensuring that it's equitable to all students, regardless of gender, race, religion, sexual orientation. The district revised dress code seeks to limit missed class time, limit any potential humiliation, and ensure unbiased enforcement among genders and student groups. It was plotted during the 2021-2020 school year. Revised dress code was presented at the district's meeting on June 28th, and it was approved. So that helps. That really helps. And I give you 5 out of 10. I give you guys 5 out of 10 stars for this. To reduce violations of unfairly targeted specific groups of students. That's great. You know what? Instead of 5, you get 10 out of 10. Great job out there. Keep up the great work. And maybe I'll come by for a Uber episode to where you show us how it will be improved. Sorry. Still going to turn about to school month. We've only spread the fire on this thing. There's more dress code violations happening because it claims that women are discriminated. But we'll give you more dress code as it unfolds. You know what we haven't done in a while? We have not talked about any more school threats. Not in a while, but You know what? We gotta take a short break. When we come back, we'll show you some more school threats from Salem Springs to a red flag while used in six weeks in Bay Area school gun threats, and we'll take you back to Texas to what could be done to track social media threats in our schools. So stay with us. You know, during this season, we've been focusing on school threats ever since Oxford, and since TikTok decided to make it National School Shooting Day. But Texas could do more to track social media threats in our schools. In Austin, at the Texas Capitol this week, lawmakers questioned the Texas Child Mental Health Care Consortium, or TCM-HTC, about ways it is addressing social media threats and concerns as part of an investigation into the deadly school shooting. The consortium is designed to identify distressed children and give them better access to care what they need. But the special hearing revealed that there's not a lot of oversight tracking social media threats. There's multiple perspectives on what's been happening in our children's schools to monitor specific activity. Most Instagram stories, TikTok videos, chats like or on apps like chats like Discord seem harmless at first glance, but dangerous posts like we've seen in Mano ISD and Udo ISD this past year, are disrupting learning at a wide scale. Others are affecting the mental wellness of students like Narkiata Spradling. Before people cause harm to themselves or others, she suggested some solutions. First, she said students and teachers should speak up, see if they see anything, see a suspicious post. Second, while staffing and resources are limited, she hopes school leaders can find ways to create social media pages to track threats in the districts. I mean, what are schools doing now? For Texas schools, Waggles said 26,000 alerts so far this past year. 4,000 were harassment and bullying, 13,000 related to suicide and self-harm, and 8,000 were for indications of violence towards others. Staffing shortages because of security. From the New York Post, sicko was arrested after allegedly threatened to blow up a school. Gabbard said he was not serious about bombing the school. He also denied having any firearms disclosed in possession. Instead, the firearms shown in social media posts were air-powered. The arrest came just a few weeks after the gunman Salvador Ramos shot and killed 21 individuals at Robb Elementary. So this was after Uvalde. But there are still more gun threats out there. Mainland High School's threats were part of the effort to bully student. This has something to do with bullying. Threats come across the U.S. remain on heightened alert following last week's mass shooting. This was about a month ago. And there was a teen accused of making threat against Senegal's Arthur Hills High School goes AWOL. He was arraigned March 14 for one count of false report of terrorism, was jailed on $20,000 bond. On March 22nd, the county district judge Terry Clark freed Limpy on a $50,000 personal recognized bond. But Hales and Wayne County is a ward of the state. That's it for the school threats. So now, I want to take you now to my Stop Bullying Speak Up group on Facebook. If you haven't joined it, we'll put the link in the description below. Just look up Stop Bullying Speak Up on Facebook, and we'll add you in. And I'll add you in. Right now we're at 43 members. These are from a Hey Ugly gifted to you. Get to lovable you. Their top 5 wake-up calls for the bullies. Like I said before, the only reason I created this group was for all my goals. My goal is to make sure that we stop bullying and we start speaking up. You never know who you are bullying today will come tomorrow. There's bullies who report the following about those who have been bullied. There are these 5 wake-up calls. There could be a decision maker who decides where you get your job you want. They could become your boss someday. They could become the next tycoon of business, a la Mark Zuckerberg and Mark Cuban. Watch the movie Back to the Future. They can become famous celebrity. Taylor Swift talks about the people who bullied her when she was in school. Some are actually reaching out to her to be friends. One wanted to send a demo for to promote. What do you think Taylor did? They could be feeling so bad about themselves that you're kind of sending them over the edge to suicide. If you're bullying someone, it is not too late to interrupt. There is something called Project Apologize. It's what happened when Christus de Gaulle bullied someone. It says, do what Christus de Gaulle did. Take responsibility for your bullying behavior and apologize. Then you have to send an email to Prevent Bullying Now at heyugly.org. Tell us what happened. Then post your story on our website because we think your story will encourage others to apologize to you. Start the movement. Do that, you can win a free t-shirt. Let's look at the apologies in portion. Alexis Smith, 17 years old, Chicago, been a victim of bullying for years. I still am, but I've also been a bully myself. I mean, these are great stories. So I want to thank the members of Hey Ugly, which means unique, get to the level of you, for joining this group. I really hope that someday in the future, the head of this group can come in, sit down, and talk to me, so that I can talk to you about why you first created this group, and I can. Not only that, y'all can also be a mentor for my group. So again, it's the Stop Bullying Speak Up group. We are at 43 members. Let's try to get to a lot of members. Let's try to get to a lot more members. And I want to point out Lisa Delfer. Got back to me. She's on vacation for a couple weeks, but she's coming back in a couple weeks. She'll be back to do the interview like I promised, and we'll have that for you in a couple weeks during our back to school month. But during that, so Monday on the broadcast, which is the weekend, we're still been focusing on bullying. So let's do a couple bullying stories that I can find, and we will wrap it up. And we'll wrap it up from there. These articles 2 weeks ago. How 3 school leaders are preventing and responding to bullying. In Beth Lynch, 23 years in education, she estimates that she's handled only 4 cases of true bullying. The assistant principal at high school in Arizona and her staff regularly address the not nice student action exchanges. I mean, these are the cases from Satura High School in Arizona to Haines City Senior High School in Florida. As disciplinary referrals went down, teacher retention went up, he said, because what teacher doesn't want to come to work at school where you're constantly celebrating positive behavior? And this one, kids on the autism spectrum experience more bullying. Schools can do something about it. These are the risk factors. Bullying exposure can lead to not only long-time psychological symptoms such as depression and anxiety, but also psychological symptoms. Studies have shown children on autism spectrum are more likely to be bullied in high school than in primary schools. It's possible that in high schools, the differences due to autism are more pronounced as noticeable. What can schools do? In Australia, the Bully Zero bullying education program is delivered through a mix of online and face-to-face workshops. It aims to provide information about bullying, the different types, its impact, and resilience or emotional intelligence. Bullying No Way provides professional resources for bullying prevention by educating students, families, and school staff. There are findings. Kids in schools should be taught neurodiversity is a difference, not an impairment. Organize bullying prevention workshops. But at the risk of modifiers, identify and can inform us which groups of children who are older with better function living in disadvantaged neighborhoods may be prioritized specific support. So now we know why kids who are on the spectrum, like myself, are being bullied. When I was in high school, while I was still on the spectrum, I wasn't bullied. The only reason why I did what I had to was because I didn't want to be jumped or picked on. And that's why truancy is the number one, that's why bullying is the number one cause for truancy. Tomorrow, more bullying story. Not tomorrow. Monday, we're going to have more bullying stories. Report from the Washington Post, school city reports rise in shootings, increase of bullying. And the interesting effects 4-day weeks may have on a school climate, because that's affecting the school climate. And plus, we'll hear from your stories. We'll hear from you, the viewers. That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Saturday going to Sunday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Monday. For all of us here at Give Me a Break YouTube, if I don't see you, y'all have a happy 4th of July. Good night, everyone.